Did you sell your whole stake in all four of those
the
companies?
answer is yes. Frankly, now we were selling them at far lower prices than we paid, but I was amazed at the volume. The airlines always trade in large volume relatively, but we have sold the entire positions. When we sell something, very often it's going to be our entire stake. I mean, we don't trim positions or that's just not the way we approach it any more than if we buy 100% of a business, we're going to sell it down to 90% or 80%. I mean, if we like a business, we're going to buy as much of it as we can and keep it as long as we can. Believe me, it's no joy being a CEO of an airline, but the companies we bought were well managed. They did a lot of things right. It's a very, very, very difficult business because you're dealing with millions of people every day, and if something goes wrong for 1% of them, they are very unhappy. This is not 100% of what we did in April, but we probably paid $7 or $8 billion. I just decided that I'd made a mistake in evaluating. It was an understandable mistake. It was a probability-weighted decision when we bought that we were getting an attractive amount for our money when investing across the airlines business. So we bought roughly 10% of the four largest airlines, and it turned out I was wrong about that business. And I don't know whether 2 or 3 years from now that as many people will fly as many passenger miles as they did last year. They may and they may not. But the future is much less clear to me. There's certain industries, and the travel business, the hotel business, cruise business, theme park business. Unfortunately, I think that the airline industry, among others, that are really hurt if the business comes back 70% or 80%. The aircraft don't disappear, so you've got too many planes. You know, or any shareholder in any oil-producing company, you join me in having made a mistake so far in terms of where oil prices went, and who knows where they go in the future. We said essentially when you buy into an a huge oil production company, how it works out is going to depend on the price of oil to a great extent. It was attractive at oil prices that then prevailed. And it doesn't work, obviously. It doesn't work at $20 a barrel. It certainly doesn't work at minus $37 a barrel. It doesn't work at these oil prices. That's why oil production is going to go down a lot in the next few years, because it does not pay to drill. Now, the situation is, you don't know where you're going to store the incremental barrel of oil, and oil demand is down dramatically, and for a while the Russians and the Saudis were trying to outdo each other in how much oil they could produce. And when you've got too much in storage, it doesn't work its way off that very fast. we'll see you next year, and we'll fill this place. Okay.